one of the country's oldest used and rare bookstores, a shop dedicated to the past, but always willing to turn the page. We recently spent some time at the Brattle to learn more about its own unique story. In the heart of Boston, among the well-known historical sites, foundational landmarks, and tributes to our nation's past, sits an unassuming used bookstore with its own rich history. Brattle Book Shop, a living time capsule of sorts, offering glimpses of the past from its walls to every aisle and shelf.
It started in Scully Square, and there was a Brattle Street in Boston.
Ken Gloss is its current owner. For the last 75 years, it's been his family's business. Just the third to own the shop since its founding as Burnham Bookstore in 1825.
When my parents took over the store, it was going out of business. My mother had $500. They bought half interest in the store and then built it from there.
They bought the bookshop for $500.
Well, it was 1949, and money was different, and the bookstore literally was going out of business, so there wasn't much left. But my father needed a job, and he figured it was a good way to get a job.
And it's worked out for you too now.
It's worked out fabulously for me.
The used and secondhand nature of the store means it's a retreat for all kinds.
Younger people, they love coming in, seeing something they don't see. Almost books are retro.
Yeah.
Old books.
Like vinyl.
Exactly, like vinyl. But also, there are the collectors. They might want it because of the author, the subject, the illustrator, the binding.
Keeping an inventory.
This is a collection in Montana.
A part of the business that keeps Ken rather busy.
Okay.
Gathering books from estate sales and individual sellers.
When somebody calls and says, I've got a bunch of books, what are you looking for in used and rare books?
It's simple. We're looking for what we can sell and make a profit on. But we look for collections. Is there a subject area? We had one time a person who collected Alice in Wonderland. One book.
Wow.
It's almost any subject you can think of, and that's a lot of the fun. It changes every day, every time.
This is the inventory.
Yes, in a sense.
Once collected, they end up here, the Brattle Book Shop basement.
Do you get one book more than any other?
The Bible.
Makes sense.
The Bible.
The stories told within the pages of many of these books, matched or even outdone by the Brattle's own lore.
This is me and my dad. I think I was around 8 years old there.
Ken didn't just inherit the shop from his dad, he grew up in it.
What do you remember when you were a kid and coming into the bookstore?
Well, first of all, this I don't remember, but my parents say my first word was book. It probably was, but I mean, I'll take their word for it.
Yeah.
But I mean, they were talking about books all the time, so I imagine it might have been. I remember, though, starting to work when I was 5, and I would come in and work after school all through elementary school, junior high school, high schools, summers during some colleges.
In the fall of 1973, he'd take over the reins. Not long after, he nearly lost it all.
I got a call at 4 o'clock in the morning. The building was on fire. I went in, and literally, it was 100% gone.
Thanks to the Brattles' following and a vacant storefront down the street, the bookshop would survive.
People either gave, sold us, donated books. Kevin White, the mayor at the time, came down with a carload of books. And within a month, we reopened. It was meager stock, folding tables, 4 years to rebuild the stock.
The Brattles' well-photographed open-air market sitting in the footprint of that burned-down building, providing a pressure valve for what now seems to be an endless flow of inventory, with books here selling for $1 to $5. In collecting these physical works over all these years, Ken says there is an intangible that goes with it.
It's almost like being Jim Hawkins on Treasure Island. Every day, never knowing who you're going to meet, the people, the characters, and so on, and it's just fun.
Thanks to his decades in the retail literary space, he also works as an appraiser of rare books and documents, leading to fun of another kind.
One time I got called to a house, kitchen table, they had this big roll of paper. It was the manuscript for On the Road. The original manuscript that he typed on. I got to pick it up. It's 120 feet long. I only unrolled it. got called once to look at a Bill of Rights, the original. And then they had the Pilgrim Charter. And then they had a Declaration of Independence. I have to admit, I put my little finger on each one. This Atlantic Monthly.
There are
this one
also
has
some
an
favorite
article
pieces he's
on
been able to collect. From a magazine article written by Major League Baseball player and spy Mo Berg, who used to frequent the shop.
He was a very scholarly and analytical, catches tend to be anyways.
Right.
But he in particular.
To a page from the Nuremberg Chronicle,
Wow.
And it's not fragile.
a historical work 530 years old.
So nowadays, maybe the books aren't quite as well made, but they're at a price that can be distributed in the millions. The real value is the knowledge. Yeah, we do that.
After more than 50 years at the helm of Brattle Book Shop, what is the one piece even he can't put a price on?
Tell me about this book.
This is the copy that I have read to my children every single Christmas Eve, my grandchildren. I wanted to bring this when I knew you were coming, but I had to get permission from my daughter. She says, be very careful.
And if I asked you the most valuable book that you have,
This would probably be the most valuable book. It means more to me than almost anything else here. And hopefully I just keep reading it to them and for many years to come.
It was so much fun spending time with him and hearing the stories of the shop and the books. I did ask him the one thing he hasn't gotten yet that he'd love to see. There was an original work by Edgar Allan Poe, a poem that he said is probably awful. It's like a pamphlet. It's never come across his radar in any way.
Wow.
And so as I did then, if you have it, if you know it's out there, find Ken. He wants it, he wants it.
I love seeing how emotional he was and tied to that book. My book like that with my children is The Velveteen Rabbit. I cry every single time I read it.
And that's what he said with used and rare books. Sadly, your emotional connection doesn't necessarily mean that that book is worth something to
Right.
others, but it is priceless to you.
Priceless.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dana.